Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another top 10 countdown type of video. In this one, we're going to be counting down the top 10 things that you didn't know about The Walking Dead. Okay, so I have scoured the internet, I have done a good amount of research, and I have made up my top 10 list for the top 10 things I think you probably didn't know for The Walking Dead. Also affected by how interesting they are, and I was just kind of like, oh shit, really? So we'll go from number 10 to number 1. They should become more surprising as we get there. So at number 10, we have, of course, this one focused on Tara from The Walking Dead, obviously season 4, season 5. And it is that in real life, her brother is actually Francis from Malcolm in the Middle. It's Alana and Chris Masterson. So I just thought that was kind of cool because like you never know that unless you looked it up. They don't look anything alike, especially because of the hair color. Maybe the smile, but definitely not with the hair color. Yeah, number 9 is going to be that the first appearance of Michonne was not actually played by Danai Gurira. You'll have to think back now. This is back to season 2, the season 2 finale. If you guys remember, Michonne shows up before Danai Gurira was cast. So that was not her who was playing her in the finale, hence why they kept the the cloak on, and this is when she saved Andrew with the sword and all that, if you guys remember. Sure worked to build up hype, and I really loved the first appearance. Was not the same actress, so I thought that was just kind of cool. The next one we have talked about quite a bit, done videos on it, number 8, and that is the different tie-ins with Breaking Bad. Now, there's more than just this. I've done a whole video focusing on them, but this is something that a lot of people don't know about, and that is that the Red Charger back from season 1 that Glenn drives, if you guys remember in Atlanta, is actually the exact same Charger that Walter White gives his son in Breaking Bad. And also there's another tie-in with Daryl's bag, which is actually filled with blue meth. I believe that was way back to, I think it was like season 1, season 2, somewhere around there as well. There's others too, as well. Daryl's description in still resembling that of Jesse from Breaking Bad. And check out the video, it's in my channel if you guys want to see some crossover things. But it's kind of cool just the fact that there are actually things that they use in the episodes that are actually from the other shows. They save the props and they reuse the props, so it's kind of cool. Also because I think they just kind of think it's fun to kind of have it tie in. There's also the governor says Bill Heisenberg. Just some quick little tie-ins of Breaking Bad. It's just kind of cool. AMC show, so it makes sense. Number 7. So number 7 is that Greg Nicotero, who you'll hear about quite a bit with the show because he's responsible for the awesomeness that is The Walking Dead zombies. So the Walking Dead zombie horde, so to speak, the walkers. He actually has played a walker a few times throughout the show, at least twice I can remember. I think it's actually more than that, but at least a couple times. So he does the makeup for everybody, all the zombies and everything. And he was actually the walker that bit Amy in season 1, who was Andrea's sister. They actually made an action figure of him. I actually have it. It's the top left of my shelf, if you guys, when you're watching. So I just think that's kind of cool. That's Greg Nicotero, and he bit the shit out of Amy. He's a biter. That's number 7. Number 6 is going to be now this one you have to think back, right? This is basically that The Walking Dead in its first season, we're talking back in October 2010, it actually premiered on Halloween, just like many of the major horror movies that are released. They wait and they release them on Halloween. The first season's Walking Dead actually premiered on Halloween, October 31st, 2010. Can you believe how time has flown? Crazy, man. It feels like just yesterday. It was Halloween night. I can't think of a better way to spend Halloween than watch the premiere of The Walking Dead. Can't go wrong. Number 6. Going on from there, we have number 5. At number 5, it is going to be that basically this is what Hershel looked like when he was younger. He's pretty badass looking, if you ask me. I would not mess with that guy. I just thought it was kind of funny. That's Scott Wilson when he was younger. If you're ever wondering what he looked like when he was younger, there it is. Kind of cool, right? I think so. Really cool. So that's number 5. Number 4 is that the fact that originally Robert Kirkman's original idea of The Walking Dead is that the characters were going to hold up in a high school, not a prison. So how different would that be if season 3, season 4, instead of them being in a prison, they were actually in a high school. So I think that would have been a cool location too. I'd still like to see, them maybe stay in a high school for a while. I just think that'd be an interesting spot to live in, don't you think? And try to defend against walkers and everything. So that's kind of a cool little thing. A lot of people don't know is that it was actually supposed to be a high school. I think it was a good change because a prison makes more sense, safety behind bars and all that, feeling like they're trapped and all the philosophical implications of that. But a high school would have been cool too. So that was the original idea. That's number 4. Number 3 is going to be, and I actually figured this one out because I've been wondering this for a while myself and finally found the interview. It's posted. I'll put the link in the description from Adweek, and that is Robert Kirkman's answer to the question about Rick's hand. And I was correct on this one, and that is that Rick actually got to keep his hand due to the costs and difficulties it would raise in the television series due to CGI, due to the difficulties of action shots and things like that when he's in motion. It would be very, very difficult to always CGI or CG in his hand. So they decided that they better let him keep it just because it'd be too hard. So that's something I kind of didn't really know, that because I had heard that Kirkman regretted having his hand cut off in the comic book series. But in this interview, he says that he doesn't, that it was great for the comic books. But for the TV show, it's just too hard because it raises too many problems with CG and the costs and how, he's a main character. We see him all the time. So it'd be really hard to CG it in all the time. Definitely easier just let him keep the hand, not worth it. So makes sense. Check out the interview if you're interested. That was something that I learned too, but I guess we'll probably never see it because of that, unless they decide eventually it's worth it, but probably won't be. Not the same as losing an eye or something. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Next one is number 2, and this one is a funny one. HBO, the network that has Game of Thrones, The Sopranos, many, many other shows, they actually passed on The Walking Dead before AMC got it. They could have gotten it if they wanted to, because they thought it was too violent. Of all things, man. HBO said it was too violent, said that they wanted to, they didn't want it to be so violent. They didn't think a zombie apocalypse had to be so violent. The network that has Game of Thrones, it's unbelievable. When you think of Game of Thrones and you want to talk violent, honestly, I would say Game of Thrones is more violent than The Walking Dead because you're not always killing zombies and once in a while having characters kill each other. In that, you got characters getting, put to death, sentenced to death, beheaded, and just characters dying all the time. And it's about as violent as you could get, to tell you the truth. I personally think it's probably even darker, but I just think it's crazy that they passed on The Walking Dead. Isn't that nuts? What would The Walking Dead be like on HBO? That's something right there. Think about that for a minute. Crazy. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about that one. That's the runner-up. And what could be better than that? It's going to be number 1. It's going to be focused on Daryl. This one is really weird if you didn't know about this until now, and that is that Norman Reedus, when he auditioned for The Walking Dead, he initially auditioned for the role of Merle Dixon, not Daryl. And he actually did not get the part. He was turned down. He failed. He didn't get the part. He did not get the part of Merle. However, Kirkman and the producers and everything, Frank Darabont and the others, they liked him so much they created the character of Daryl for him specifically. I guess Merle has a brother now. Kind of crazy. I put that at number 1 because when you think back to that, it's like, wow, look at where Daryl's at in the series now. And the fact that not only did he not exist, but Norman Reedus was actually trying to play Merle. It's just, wow, it's crazy. I think it was a great decision that they made Daryl for him. But can you imagine Norman Reedus playing Merle? I just can't even see it, But I can see why they wanted to keep him. It's pretty awesome stuff. So that's my list from my top 10s, guys, of the things that I figured you might not know, and that they're just kind of cool to figure out or know about to anybody who didn't know any of these. Hope at least one of them you didn't know. I know there's some pretty big Walking Dead fans on the channel and followers that know more about it than even I do, a lot of them, to tell you the truth. So Let me know what you guys think about this video here. Write your comments below. Which one surprised you the most? Which one's your favorite? And if there's any others you want to add, because there's lots of other things people just generally don't know about the series, write them in the comments below. Like, for example, another one I saw online was that T-Dog's actual name was Theodore Douglas. I didn't put that on the list because I figured most of you guys would know that. But there's all kinds of other stuff, too, that's kind of cool and just kind of weird. So write in the comments below. If you like this video, do me a solid. I would really appreciate it. Go ahead and click the like below. And again, if you want to help me even further, you want to keep me doing videos, I can oblige if you share it. If you have a Facebook, you want to share it on that, or Google+. If you favorite it, hey, I can make as many as humanly possible. So please support me, guys. Please help me out, and I hope you like the video. I'll call it here. That's it for this one. If you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, feel free to subscribe. See you guys for the next one. As always, it's Trev saying peace, guys. Later.